Hello, everyone.
Afternoon,
Thank,
everyone.
Afternoon.
thank you, everybody, for joining us today on this webinar. My name is Craig Vile. I'm the director of the Valpal network, and joining us today on the panel, I have Anthony Jones, the sales manager of the Valpal network, and Mr. Paul Long, who needs no introduction as the fountain of all knowledge for everything Facebook and social media related. Welcome, chaps.
Thanks, Craig.
Afternoon, chaps.
Pleasure. Right, today we're going to be talking about a nice hot topic, all things AI related and how you guys can utilize it to the best of your advantage, and how AI can basically transform your business. But in today's dynamic property market where time is money and real-time information is essential, the integration of AI is causing a bit of a seismic shift um, that will ultimately fundamentally reshape how estate agents conduct business going forward. AI technologies are revolutionizing the industry in various different ways by streamlining your CRM, significantly boosting lead conversion rates, and optimizing social posts and ads, and pioneering advanced property market analysis. These are breakthroughs that give us an unparalleled opportunity for efficiency and growth. And we're going to be talking about a few of those today on what we've seen and what we've seen some of our clients doing and how they're utilizing it to take advantage of it. Now, just I want to touch on one point, and that is that many people are going to have concerns about using AI and how maybe your clients may react to possibly being contacted by AI rather than a human. And listen, that's okay, but remember, generally speaking, with things like this, those that adopt it first will get the advantage, and they'll be hoping that the rest of the industry are pretty slow to react because they'll be taking advantage of it. So just bear that in mind when we're looking at this. And also consider one other thing. The truth is that we can set boundaries and create prompts to ensure that the AI doesn't go off on a tangent or respond in a way that you may consider to be damaging to your reputation and to your brand. And remember also that it's developing all the time. Like every month, there's something new that's being adapted. So it's learning, and us as developers are also learning too, and learning how best we can implement it for so that you guys get the best out of it and we get the best out of it as well. Um, so Ant's going to show us some stats now on some interesting stats on AI and how it can be used, which I think you might find interesting.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. And quite interestingly, I was just looking to see participants. And I can actually someone is using an AI note taker as a after AI. So well done for whoever's on board and is already using systems like that, because we use things like that, and it's like that's just one example there. Of how you can use AI to help save you time, so writing down notes, it will summarize in the call. So if anyone hasn't already looked at systems like that, that's one thing that's ticked off our list that we don't have to speak about.
Anthony, do you think they're actually here?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
Are they
oh,
note
they
takers as
put
well?
that there just so they don't have to make it. So again,
Just summarize it at
there's
the
an
end.
example there, if firsthand of how AI can be used. So these stats we wanted to share for everyone before we sort of delve into a bit deeper, because what we're finding is we're speaking to a lot of estate agents, and a lot of estate agents are at different parts of their journey with AI already. Some are already using AI, some are a bit on the fence, some are still against it, and some are really, really on board and thinking, wow, I want to introduce AI to every part of the business that is possible. So here's just some stats. So first part is 81% of employees perform or believe that they perform better with the assistance of AI.
Mm.
Just over a third, so 38% of small businesses have used or are considering using AI in some form. And the top driver of AI adoption, which is really key here, is that from research is time saving. So that's really, really important. There's some further stats on the next slideshow. And the next one is 3/4 of customers now actually expect better experiences from companies now with the technology that now is available. So you have to bear that in mind and think, okay, so are we using all of the top or newest technology that is available to us to make sure we're providing the best customer service possible in every part of the business? Cool. And then the next part is based on that time saving. So software like Chat GPT, etc., can save you massive amounts of time. So really what's important is think of, which we'll be going into a bit more detail, but do think of these tasks that do take either your time, your team's time, a lot of time, because tasks that sometimes can take 2 to 3 hours can now take less than 10 minutes. So if you think that over the week, that's 16 hours a week that you're saving, and then therefore using based off that 16 hours a week, that's an increase in your efficiency by up to 40%. So first part of this webinar, we then just want to touch on in a bit more detail. Just want to hand over to Paul, because what Paul is going to run through is more so specifically social media and how Paul is using AI, how Paul is seeing AI being used within social media to help get more out of social media marketing and also helping getting property listings in front of the right people. So Paul, over to you, sir.
Thanks, Anthony, and I hope everyone's really well. It's good to see so many names to recognise. So with social media and Facebook advertising, Instagram, there's a real shift at the moment to using AI tools, not only to generate adverts, but I think for estate agents, one of the things that we are seeing is the ability to chat with people immediately and using AI bots to help control the engagement that's being generated on Instagram posts, Facebook posts. So one of the things that is now possible is if anyone does comment on an agent's post, maybe it's a property listing, maybe it's a blog, maybe it's a property reel, there's the ability now that there can be an instant reply to that comment. And in a world where we're so used to now instant, replies and action. You only have to look at Amazon and other similar websites. People are now, demanding that they get responses straight away. So what you can do now is on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, just to name a couple, is you can have the AI reply to the comment in public and tell them that a private message is going to be sent. And then a private message can be sent by the AI to their Facebook Messenger or their Instagram direct message to continue the conversation and to try and generate some sort of lead there. So it's a great way to start conversations. And the early results on this are pretty amazing for agents. So obviously the AI will take it as far as it can. Maybe it's that they want further information on a property. Maybe they want to book a viewing. Maybe there's some other sort of conversation there. But the other angle to this is not just starting conversations. For Facebook and Instagram, it loves engagement. And one of the things that they do look at is how quickly people are responding to engagement on posts for that account. So if Facebook or Instagram are seeing that there's an instant reply, there's a direct message, you're going to benefit in so many ways. You're going to benefit from your posts being pushed out to more people, but also it's going to overall give your account a better quality score. So that's one of the things we've seen. And really,
just on that, just jump in there. I think it's quite important just to raise at this point as well that most of the time with the AI, it's kind of about starting that engagement quickly. It's about and it's about qualifying as you said, a lead, and then passing it over at an appropriate time for the human to then pick it up. Right? This isn't about getting a lead and replacing the whole process. It's about warming that person up, responding to them when they're ready to talk, and then getting that and then handing it back to the human at an appropriate time when the client's warmed up. So they're not having to talk to 100 people, they can talk to 10 people that are motivated, right? So
no, definitely. I think that's the clear point here. This is not to replace that conversation with the agent. It's to really move things along quicker and give the user a better experience. Because as I say, people are now expecting their answers or the comments or questions to be answered as quick as possible. And as you raised at the beginning, Craig, you can now give AI all that knowledge base to answer those questions, which you might think no one else can answer, but actually a lot of the questions we get asked on a daily basis are pretty much the same as agents. There's a lot which obviously get asked out of that bracket, but a lot of sort of standard questions is definitely something that AI can answer at the beginning and then move them along. So yeah, definitely. So that's the main thing there. We obviously are seeing a lot of things with AI and Facebook advertising as well. One of the things that Facebook has always been really, really good at is machine learning, AI, making decisions on behalf of you, doing the heavy lifting. And something that we've been doing recently is actually using AI to make the decisions of who sees our properties. And I'm just going to share again a quick slide just so everyone can understand what we're looking at here. So one of the things which we've been doing is feeding Facebook and Instagram with agents' properties on an hourly basis. So pretty much plugging their feed into Facebook, like you do with the CRMs, with Rightmove, Zoopla, you're plugging in your properties. So Facebook has all your properties every hour, properties for sale, sold, to let. It's got all of them. And then we're creating something called a dynamic catalog advert where Facebook will fill a carousel of properties, just like the ones you see in front of you, a carousel advert with up to 20 properties based on the data it has on each and every one of us. So one of the things that Facebook does have is thousands of data points on each and every one of us. Scary that it is. It's got 50,000 data points on what we like, what we love, who we are, where we are. It just knows this. So what it will do, it will look at you, it'll look at what you've been doing on other websites like Rightmove or Zoopla or even your own website, and then it will decide which properties to fill that advert with. And it does a much better job than we could ever do. The AI part of Facebook is so strong now that getting the right properties in the carousel, it does extremely well. And the click-through rates on these adverts are through the roof. And that's the number of people going from Facebook to the full details. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is that you can then follow anyone around who's clicked on that advert or gone to the website. So every week they're seeing your latest properties for sale and they're seeing your latest properties that you've sold. But Facebook, again, is getting the right decision on what properties to show. It's not just you putting a selection of properties in the advert. It's actually Facebook saying, okay, I know that they've been looking at 3-bed properties on Rightmove, 3-bed properties on your website. They've been talking about 3 beds. Let's get these 3 beds into the advert. So that's been pretty amazing. The results we've seen, agents just spend £100 a month and they're getting thousands of people to their site, and then they're following around thousands of people, and some really great stuff there that's been happening for very low cost using AI. And I think this is another angle that we probably forget about is data. AI absolutely loves data. So when considering how to use AI in your business, think about the things that there's a lot of data involved, because that is where it's going to work really well.
Paul, there's probably, I mean, we've all seen that there's thousands of different AI apps and products and stuff that we can look at, and we can get like kind of lost in that sometimes. Have you got a few that you've used that your clients have been using that you could recommend?
Yeah, I've brought 2 with us because I was hoping you would ask that. So I'm just going to share one more time here. Two products that we're seeing. There's loads that we could run through here. I'll run through a couple. These are just my favorites. These are what I'm seeing agents really get that benefit from day one using them, because obviously there's other things which take a while. But one of the biggest problems for agents is creating video content. A lot of them don't like doing it, or a lot of them struggle because it's just time. It's time sucking. So one of the videos at the moment that does really well on social media are those sort of reel style videos, so mobile size with subtitles, B-roll, and those sort of things you see on social media all the time. Quite hard to actually get the final product because you normally have to record it, send it off to get done. But there's a couple of things, a couple of tools that I'd recommend you look at. Opus Clip is one of them. Opus Clip, you can take any YouTube video, so in the old format size or any long form video, and Opus Clip will chop it up into viral clips, which are mobile size. It will put on the subtitles, it will put on the effects, it will put the B-roll in the background. But the great thing about it, it will also look at your video, which might be a 10-minute long market update. It will look at which bits will go viral, which bits have the start, which if someone watches it, it's most likely to go viral on social media. Then it'll give you back 13 clips in that order. So that's the first one. The other one I recommend, they look at similar type of software for that type of social media videos. And these are the videos that everyone wants at the moment on social media. So if you're concentrating your efforts on video, Submagic is another one. You can put subtitles, B-roll, effects, all within a couple of minutes. Upload your mobile video that you've recorded on your video, and then Submagic will do the rest. And these are AI software. They have a couple of quid to spend a month, not a lot. You know, I think CapCut's got a deal at the moment. It's about £9 a month, and then Submagic I think it's about £11 a month. But they will save you thousands in pounds, and they will also save you hours of time as well on that. So
Thanks for
yeah, that helps.
Yeah, okay, that's really good. And when we're looking at general marketing and marketing as a whole, tell us a little bit more about how agents can specifically use AI within their world to make themselves more efficient.
Yeah. So probably the most well-known AI is Chat GPT, which a lot of agents probably have heard of or already using. So it's just, I'd say personally would be thinking, Paul touched on there one of his video examples and recommendations for agents that get the most content or most engagement. It was a property market update. So that can again be quite time consuming to come up with the relevant property market stats for doing the research. So you can use Chat GPT to find out certain market information, property, whether that's specific area information, what's going on in the across the UK market, mortgage rates, interest rates, really that real topical information that people want to know. And also it's positioning the agent then as the local expert, the local informative go-to helpful agent. So you can use ChatGPT to save a bit of time on the copywriting for videos, but also for blogs. For even if it was a more of a generic blog or more of a bespoke blog to their specific area. But the one thing I would caveat that, and just to make sure that everyone does, is just to make sure they do proofread any content that is written by ChatGPT. It might be a bit Americanized. You might get the term real estate a few times.
I think it's always good to think of these as using them as a safe, as a time-saving tool, not to replace you actually putting a bit of thought and a bit of personalization into it, but use it to, as Anne was saying, if you want to write one about, market data in your area, then ask GPT for it, get the information, even ask it to write a blog about it, but then look at it and change it, tweak it, and make it more you rather than it being the AI. And definitely read through it, because it won't be perfect. It'll have the Americanized, normally it has the Z's instead of the S's and stuff like that, and it's a proper giveaway if you don't go in and change things. So again, just make sure that you do look at that.
On that,
and there is also I was just going to say that there is also AI that can also help with the graphics. There's Canva, I believe Canva Pro now has an AI integrated into Canva, which a lot of people are probably already using Canva for social media graphics, etc. So you can also then use AI to not just create the word content, but then actually to make it then look pretty. And to make it then used as a social media post or for an email campaign or something along those lines. But my key part would, exactly as you said, Craig, would just be, don't see it to remove 100%. See it as you're still going to do your 50%, 70%, and then let the Chat GPT just, even if it's you're doing 80%, then the Chat GPT, you say, make this sound more punchy, or even if you want to say put more of a festive touch to this, if something silly like that, if that makes sense, it can really do anything that you wanted it to do.
Yeah, and just on that, as what you were just saying, one of the things that often agents say to me is, yeah, but it doesn't sound like me. Now, I think what everyone should be aware of is that you can train Chat GPT or any AI system to actually sound like you. So if that is something that they're really concerned about, you can provide examples. This is going back to data again. The more you give an AI system, the more you provide, the better the result. And one of the things you can do is, if you really want it to sound like you can upload previous videos, you can transcribe videos or upload blogs for your company. And you can give that to ChatGPT in pretty much in a knowledge dump, and then say, base all my commands going forward on that. So that's something else to bear in mind. If you don't like the tone or how it sounds, you can train the system.
Something that Ant and I have literally just done
Ah.
is actually created an AI version of ourselves. And
Yeah,
then once you've
very full.
yeah, once you've created, it makes me a little posher, but
That
but
possible.
yeah, but it's yeah, but it's still pretty good. But then what you can do is you can then give it a script. So you just write the script, and then it creates the short video, and then of course you can then send that out. But you can personalize it then. So rather than me having to do 50 videos to 50 different clients, it can say, "Hey, Paul, it's Craig here from," and it can personalize it for all of your clients. So you can start utilizing it with this, and it's for us, it's kind of showcasing what you can do with AI. So it's again, it's something else that you can do, and this part of the technology has come on massively over the last 6 months. So what it's going to be like in 6 months' time, God only knows, but it's quite exciting to think about.
Really good.
So,
Yeah, and then in
go on.
terms of, so I know we was only discussing their marketing, it's also then just going back to them stats that we was looking at earlier, is thinking of AI in all aspects of your business. Because if the biggest adoption and driver for AI is time saving, exactly as Paul said, look in every department of your team. Look at every department, so the property management team, the sales progression team, the lettings team, sales team, even the marketing team, and really look at every single task, any mundane tasks. Again, it can be, doesn't have to just be one specific type of task. I mean, it could even prove contracts for you. It could, as Paul said, it can collate stats. I mean, it can do reporting, it can work with viewing feedback. So really, maybe what I would recommend is look at every department within the team, then sort of group what are the real time consuming tasks, what is taking our team a lot of time, and then look to see if that would be possible to automate. And I think you will be surprised with what is out there, and how it can help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some really good points.
I agree. I think the other thing, as well as data, which we have covered, is customer service. I think that's where you can raise your game using AI levels with customer service. Obviously, that's replying to people quickly and giving them sort of the answers they're looking for. But don't forget, you talked about video there, Craig. You can perhaps have touch points. Exactly what you said, have touch points in your process where normally you don't have the time to get that video out. So data and customer service is definitely where AI in our industry is going to be used a lot.
Yeah, and of course, then there's also the other challenge, and it's all these things. A lot of these things are about the speed that you get back to people. Now, to give you a prime example of this, my daughter's 25. If she sends me a WhatsApp message that I haven't responded to within about 30 seconds, I get two question marks, right? She like her, she's quite successful, but she demands a quick response. So if you're not on it, so that's just with her dad. So you can imagine what she's like with a supplier, right? With a supplier, she's got a want, a need, a desire, or a problem, and she wants immediate response to it. And that kind of takes us into the next section of the challenge within an agency, we've talked about customer service, we've talked about utilizing it in your marketing, but you can also overcome the other challenge that everyone's got. How many webinars have we done over the years where we've been banging on about speed to lead and the right thing to say on an inbound lead, right? Well, now we've got the technology to be able to deal with that, right? One of the biggest challenges that any estate agency has, even if they're really good at their marketing and generate lots of leads, they've got to get to those leads quickly. Now, one of the biggest challenges that we have is it's not conducive with our business because we're out. The negs are out. They're going to see people. They're doing valuations. They're doing, viewings. They're out and about. So by the time that they've come back to their inbox, which is full, they've got to find the lead and react to it. By which time that lead's got colder. So utilizing AI in a way to be able to respond quickly to leads is vital. One thing I just want to touch on here as well, because I think this is important, and this is about the uses, the way you use AI. Personally, and from all of the research that we've done, the world's not quite ready for AI to be used without telling people that it is AI, especially voice, right? So we can now, you can now use the calls, right? So somebody can make an inquiry and they can be responded to by either an SMS message or a call. But here's the important bit. It needs to announce that it is a virtual assistant, the virtual assistant for ABC estate agents, because otherwise you have a negative, impact straight away. But if you do announce that you are a virtual assistant or that you AI, you have completely the opposite effect, because you think, okay, if I don't want to talk to them, I'll put the phone down. But if I do want to talk to somebody and I now know that it's AI, but the response I'm getting is good, I start getting inquisitive and I start asking questions and answering questions, and I start engaging with that and parting with more knowledge, more information, which is qualifying me all the time. And I think, and tell us a little bit about what we've been doing really with this tech in our world for our clients.
Yeah, perfect. So so there's two key parts, which again, as you said, we've spoken about as till we've all gone blue for many, many years, is there's two parts to make sure that agents get the most out of any leads, not just online valuation leads, social media leads here. First is instant response, and also is long-term response, having a strategy in place for a long-term follow-up plan. So the good news is AI can help agents with both. So the first part with instant response, which Craig's referring to there, is so now with the technology that we now have with Valpal, we can set that up so that any new lead that comes in, exactly as Craig said, it will announce itself that is AI, which is the key part. But with any new lead that does come in, whether it be a Valpal lead, leads from Facebook, etc., step two will be portal leads, which will be coming soon. What this will be doing is instantly calling your leads. So that's the first benefit, is instant response. So before your team, as Craig said, it's not your team's fault a lot of the time that they don't get back to your leads as quick as you'd like to. Agents have 100 jobs they need to do daily, viewings, valuations, etc. So they might not even see the lead, but before they've even seen the lead, that AI has attempted to make that call. If they answer, the AI will then, exactly as Craig said, it will announce itself. It will say, "Hi, Anthony, I'm Craig here, and I'm Drury's virtual assistant. I'm calling as you just used our online valuation tool. What prompted you to use the valuation tool?" So that's the key part here, is we're using that AI to ultimately pre-qualify, identify if they're looking at selling their property, so find out more about their situation. So really, again, it's not there to replace the human, because the idea of it is to find out more about their situation, find out if they are looking at selling their property. If they are, great. Find out when they would be interested in having a valuation, so find a day and then afternoon, morning, etc. And then also, once it's got that information, it will also probe a bit further to find out if they need to speak to a mortgage broker, solicitor. So what we're trying to do, and it's got all that information, it'll say, great, what I'll do is I'll get a member of the team to then be in touch to confirm the next steps. So ultimately, what it's doing, while one of your team might be on a viewing or evaluation, the AI has worked smartly in the background, and it's then just converted that online valuation lead that a team haven't even seen yet. It's found out more about their situation, why they're looking at selling. They need a valuation, found out when they're free, they need to speak to a mortgage broker. So it's done all of that, and it's then just over to their team member to then just call up, confirm the valuation, obviously build up that rapport, that relationship. So it's just made that step a bit further, and just streamline that process.
It's provisionally booking this in,
Mm.
and then at the end of that, passing it over to the human, and
Mhm.
then providing a summary of the transcript, which is also quite important. I say it's quite important. Again, it's another time saver. I don't know if anyone's used chatbots before, but one of the frustrations I always used to have with chatbots is that regular chatbots is that when you get the lead, you then get, if the client's particularly engaging, it means you've got a page and a half of A4 to read through in order to get to the poignant part of what's relevant. Whereas what AI can do is it can have a conversation, or it can have a conversation over the phone, or it can have a conversation over a SMS message, or however, but then it can summarize that transcript or that call and provide you with a one paragraph synopsis of what happened with the action points. So I spoke to Anthony. He's thinking of selling in February, March of next year. He doesn't need a mortgage. He's this, and he's open to a viewing next Tuesday afternoon. That's how it will send that back to you, so that your action point on that is pick up the phone and book in a time to see Anthony next Tuesday afternoon, and you take it on from there. So all of this is available, guys. It's if you're not using it now, you will be soon, because everybody else is going to be doing it. So it's just a case of looking through your business to see where you can best utilize AI, and it's probably every department. Anthony touched on this a bit earlier, that I would sit down with each of your departments and look at how you can best utilize AI in each of those departments, right? Because I can guarantee there'll be something in there where you can save time, make it more efficient, be better at your conversion rates. You're spending money on your leads. Something that we haven't talked about, especially for an established agency, right? An established agency will be sat on a minefield of data, right? And they will probably be saying on their internal meetings, we've got market share. The reason why we're better is because we've been around longer, and yet they don't do a great deal with their database. And one of the reasons why they don't do a great deal with the database is either they haven't got the nurturing in place to keep in front of them with that, or alternatively, if they don't have the resource. Think about it. If you've got a one branch agent that's been around for a while, you might have 3 to 5 thousand people on your database, including buyer applicants and sellers. Now that's going to and landlords, and it's going to take how do you get through? How do you keep in touch on the phone with
Impossible.
3,000 people? Impossible, as Ant said. AI can do that for you in a heartbeat, right? You can set I wouldn't recommend doing 3,000 in one go, because you're going to have a problem. It's going to cause another problem. But what you can do is
Might
you
make the
can
phone
take
ring though, right?
yeah, you can take that and drip feed it so that it's calling 50 a day, and then gauge whether 50 a day, the result of 50 a day creates you 5 opportunities, 2 opportunities, and you dial that up, tone it down, whatever you want to do in order, but that's then in there, and you're working your database. As I say, whether your database is 500 strong, 5,000, 50,000, doesn't matter. AI, it doesn't matter for AI. AI can deal with it all, at very small cost, significantly small cost. And as you won't know if you employ somebody. If you employ somebody and give them a script and say, I want you to say it this way, and I want you to always introduce mortgages because we get additional revenue stream from that, and always introduce conveyancing or whatever. I can guarantee you that won't happen 80% of the time, right? Because the conversations won't feel natural and it will feel awkward, and they'll be out their comfort zone to introduce mortgages, right? But the AI doesn't have a comfort zone. It does what you prompt it to do, so you know that it's being done. Try it. I bet you'll see your mortgage inquiries go through the roof it's always asking that question. So
Yeah,
yeah,
then
go
just
on.
to also touch or just to include there, because I briefly touched on it, because again, what we're talking about with the phone call is the instant response, the instant engagement, but it's also the long term. So what that the AI can do is it's communicating with people through phone call there, which is brilliant. There's other forms it can power. So it can power email, it can power text message. So that's what also the system does. Let's say we take 1,000 people in your database, they'll get instant phone call. If they don't answer the phone, great. They'll then just be automatically kept in touch with by email and text, all powered by AI. So if someone replies to say, yes, please, I'm looking at selling, I would like an update valuation next year, great, got a hot lead, we send it to you. But if someone says, just be nosy, or not right now, but might be looking at saying towards the end of next year, the AI will read that and go, okay, it's not a hot response, probably not the best use of your team's time, because we've got other people to focus on, hotter people. The AI will then respond, and the AI will then take that on to the next step, and it will then continue to probe, ask them questions, ask them more about their situation, just see if they can take it to that next step. And if it can, it will then, once it believes it's got that point and it's that they're a hot lead, it will then be notifying the agents. And again, the human can then get in touch at the right time.
And just to add on to that, so if a client says they're not going to be ready for 6 months, and the AI actually has gone through its process, what the AI will then do is task itself to give them another call in 6 months' time, right? So it will send you that notification, send you what the prompt is, but it will task itself to contact that client in 6 months' time. So you don't even have to remember to do it, or even, it could all of these things can be done. It's all possible. It's out there now. We've gone over quite a lot of things today. And there's probably, some of it is going to be relevant to you and your business, and some of it you're probably going to want to hear more information about. Everything that we've talked about today is achievable. Most of it that we've talked about today, you can talk to us about, if you want to in greater detail. Obviously, on the social media side, with Paul, and with the elements that Ant's been talking about with us, just reach out, and we'll be more than happy just to have a little chat with you about your business and how we believe AI might be able to help your particular business and the challenges that you're facing within your own business to make it better and more efficient. And I will leave you to give the contact details so that I don't give out the wrong one.
Yeah, so if anyone does have any other questions, as Craig said, on AI, how if we can help, or whether there's anyone else that, as Paul said, there were some great recommendations there from Paul. So I'm sure there's others that we can think of that we can always put you in touch with. So best contact details, just a team at valpal.co.uk, or just pop us a call on 0208 663 4930. And Paul, didn't know if there was anything else you wanted to add from your side of being an agent, or on the AI or on the marketing perspective.
No, I think what you just highlighted there is that each property business is different, and that's something that we're all very clear of. So if people do want to get in touch and have a chat, we'll give our honest opinion on maybe how you can benefit, because AI can benefit people in so many different ways. So yeah, that if anyone reaches out to you or me, we'll make sure that we guide you on the correct things. I think something I didn't mention. Well, I have got a slide, and all these slides that we've shown today are available. I've got another slide which perhaps just reminds you of all the different ways you can use AI in your business as well. So if people want to get in touch with you or Craig by email, I'll make sure that you get that. And that slide's getting longer all the time, so it's just.
Yeah, and also the any of the software, any of the apps that you would recommend that you've seen some of your clients using as well, and you've used and we've used, we'll put that in a if anyone wants that, just ask for it, and we can send that over to you as well.
And I can see there's just a couple of questions, so we'll just cover these quickly. So the first one was, do we have an AI chat facility for websites that we would recommend?
We don't yet, but it's very simple for us to implement that. And let me just explain what I mean by that. Um, the AI that we've built is dealing with AI SMS and AI email response that being part of our client's nurture. Um, once the once it's built, once the agent, as they call it, has been built, plugging in other mediums is a relatively straightforward thing for us to do. So I would say by probably sometime in Q1 25, that will be something that we'll be looking at doing is expanding that messenger. For another example, is that, incorporating it all into the same thing. So you got it for messenger and you got it for a chat bot on your website is all very doable and not very difficult to do. um so yeah, I would say just bear with us on that one, and we'll get that sorted for early part of next year.
Perfect. Second one, you've partly answered there, Craig. What AI tools are you using with relation to these instant response phone calls, that's SMS temp? So that's the software that we've developed.
Yeah.
So if you did want to find out any more there, you've got our details there. So best number to call us. And I will also put those details in the chat, so everyone could just copy and paste to make it easy for you.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's worth noting here because I would imagine that people might be thinking this. At the moment, the AI journey, if you like, it starts with an AI call. If they don't respond to the AI call, it's an AI SMS. If they don't respond to the SMS, it's an email, AI email. So when I say AI, it's the response to the AI to the. So if they respond to the SMS, it's AI that picks it up. Or if they respond to the email, it's AI that automatically responds to the email. So whichever medium they engage with, it will respond to. People are probably also thinking about, well, what about WhatsApp? Okay. WhatsApp is something that we are looking at, but it's not straightforward. Sadly, there are complexities around the WhatsApp integration. Not impossible, but it's not straightforward. So we are looking into that.
Cool. And then two more. So sorry, I think we missed this question. Someone said, "Can we see that screen again, please, Paul?" So what we will do is following the webinar, we will share around, as Paul said, his sort of checklist with recommended ways you can use AI in your business, but also include those the other screen section that Paul shared with you, so that will then help. And then last one is, can AI integrate into Outlook email?
Um, Not that I'm aware of yet. I don't know. Have you come across that, Paul? I certainly haven't yet.
There's probably software that you can probably do something with, but it's
Integrates with, yeah.
yeah, it's a difficult one. I think you're gonna it's a big area, isn't it? There's a lot of software that I think is aiming to have all your emails replied to, or there are plugins and things that you can pretty much use when you're on a certain web page or even email or
One of
whatever.
the Just going to say, one of the challenges, if you think about this, one of the challenges with the AI when you're dealing with a third party software platform is that the AI can respond, but it needs to know what it's responding to, right? So if you've got an email that's coming via Outlook, right, it needs to know. Just don't think about one email. You're talking about all of your emails that come in into a certain inbox. The AI needs to know the context regarding that email, because they might all be different. You could say every time an email comes into this email address, send this email back to it, right? But the context won't be right. The AI needs to be able to interrogate that inbound message and respond to it. And that's the problem at the moment with that, is that you've got to have something that can integrate with the software platform, i.e. Outlook in this occasion, to be able to interrogate that inbound to be able to respond to it. So as Paul said, there probably is or will be coming some software coming out, because it's happening all the time. Nothing that I can think of
I'm sure
immediately.
Outlook themselves will be looking at something
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that. So I would wait for that, because there are other things out there which will scrape and work on it.
Yeah.
But like you say, you want the thing with AI is it works really well when you can train it and have something in your email system that knows all your emails and knows how you reply and everything. That's what you want.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Listen, guys, thank you very much. I think we'll wrap it up there. If anyone does have any questions, again, come back to us, email us, or give us a call, and we'll respond. We're more than happy to have an open, transparent conversation with you about how AI can help your business. Yeah, thank you again for turning up. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, Craig. Cheers, Paul. Thanks, everyone.
Bye now.